I'm stoked to be here. So yeah,
Mm,
thanks for having me on. It's yeah, it'll be good.
no worries. I mean, what are you up to at the moment? Have you been busy today? What have you been doing
Yep.
outside of filming?
Oh, there's been no outside of filming this week. It's just been busy, busy, busy. I like the thing that's hard with our show is when people get sick, which we've had this week. We had about 3 or 4 people sick. The whole schedule changes because they have to keep filming. So
Wow.
the schedule can, like the other night, the schedule changed and we got our scenes at 8:30 p.m. for the next day. So I had like 10 new scenes to learn and I had to be up at 5 and on set first scene, then didn't finish till 8:30 the following day. And then you get home and you're like, has the schedule changed again? So this week's been one of those weeks where it's just switched and changed around a lot, and
Wow.
it's just a part of the job. You just kind of have to get used to that, you know.
I heard there's a new like flu going around or something on the news. To be fair, I think they're trying
Oh,
to.
is it really?
Yeah, it's
That
like
might
a
be what it
disease
is.
thing. Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a couple of people I spoke to, they said they were like bedridden for a few days.
Mm.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Do you have to change all the storyline and everything when people are sick? Then, does it mess up the story, or yeah? I mean, how does
no,
it work for the show?
it's all the same. But what they do is they just have to shoot the people that are well. They just have to shoot
Mm.
all of their scenes first, and then the people that are sick, when they come back, they just have to catch up all their scenes. So we will shoot
Yeah.
ahead or whatever, but they just do what they can to get the people that aren't sick to
Well,
film.
hopefully they
Mm.
recover. Who are they? Just out of curiosity, or is it just confidential?
At the moment, I think M Weir was sick. I think
Yeah.
Shane Withington was sick.
Okay.
Um, Ethan was sick, and I think I don't know who the fourth was. Someone else was sick this week.
A
So
lot
there's
of
a
them.
few of
Yeah.
yeah.
Well.
But they all seem to like they all seem to be a lot better now, which is good. So it's just the
Mm,
first like 3 days of the week that were kind of a bit rough. But
mm,
yeah. Also, I'm
well.
drinking
No, you're all
Coke
good.
Zero out of a
You
bottle
need the energy.
because I wanted to pour a glass, but there's only this much left in my bottle. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Just
uh,
use the ball. That's
I'm
how we
not one of
roll.
those guys that drinks one of these the whole day. That's not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. No, you're good. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I drink quite a lot of Coke. I'm quite unhealthy like that. It's probably not good for me, really. But yeah. Um,
It's addictive.
How did Home and Away all come about for you? Because you're obviously into music. You're known
Mm.
for the voice. Like, how did Home and Away sort of start? How did you land the role? What's the process behind it all? Yeah.
Um, well, my story, I guess, is very unique and different to most. I obviously when I did The Voice in 2020, I think it's 2020, maybe it might be 2019 to 2020. Um, I was I was home after that, and I made some connections, and I was maybe going to go into like modeling or something like that. And so I signed with a modeling agency. I moved to Sydney, and then I didn't really like modeling. It wasn't for me, and in that whole process, I had an Instagram DM from an agent, and she's from LA and an acting agent, and I obviously didn't know anything about her, and she sent me a DM. I didn't really look at it, or I looked at it, but I didn't really reply. I didn't know what
Mm.
to think. I had no idea about this world, and then
It would
like,
be
I
quite
didn't
hard
know.
to take it sort of, realistically, wouldn't it? When you look at a message like
Yeah.
that, you sort of, yeah, it's one of those things where you got to be careful with as well, isn't it? So, I
Exactly.
suppose.
And the thing was, I didn't know that she was also from Perth. It's because
Okay.
she was from Perth. She'd moved to America, become an acting agent, and she lived over there. So I didn't realize she was from Perth, my hometown. So what she did, she messaged someone that I knew that she knew, like
Mm.
mutual friends, to say, "Can you get him to reply to my message that I've sent?" And so I went in and I replied to it. Then we had a Zoom meeting and like just chatted over the computer, and she was just telling me about the acting world, and like, she's like, there's lots of opportunities through it, and I think it'd be good if you gave it a go and just see if you like it or not. And so by the end of that call, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling a bit like I finished The Voice, and I was like, I don't really know where I'm sitting up with music at the moment. I'd like to try something different as well. And so I just started doing auditions with her. I just started taping with her, and it was all in American accent straight away, like just all this sort of stuff. And then she's like, okay, cool, let's go. Let's just keep auditioning. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's just give it a go. So then
Mm.
she got me an Australian agent, and then my Australian agent was getting me auditions as well. And then eventually Home and Away audition came along, and it was the first audition that I actually got to go in the room for. So I got to go in and meet them, and it was I remember being like my legs were shaking, like I was standing in the room. I was like, this is so weird. I've
Yeah,
performed in front of thousands of people, but for some reason this is so nerve-wracking to me.
yeah,
And so then yeah, I went for that audition, and then I got it. So I think that it's a very different experience getting, first of all, getting an American agent before getting an Australian agent
yeah,
is like
yeah.
unheard of.
Even
Not
bigger
doing
opportunity almost, isn't it?
that's right, and
Yeah.
not having any experience whatsoever, not studying acting, anything like that. It's very hard to get an agent when you haven't got either of those things. So I got
Mm,
very lucky that she kind of hand plucked me because she saw me on The Voice. So she was home for Christmas because of COVID. So she was home in person. She was watching The Voice, and that's how she saw me, and that's how she discovered me, and then sent me the message. So it's a very weird, different way
wow.
to come about. And I remember stepping on set for the first time at Home and Away and just freaking out because I was like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about like camera, how big the camera shots are, like where to stand, like how to be directed as an actor. Like I didn't know anything at all.
Mm,
So I was thrown into the deep end completely, and I knew in that first year and or 2 years, especially, that I felt a bit of imposter syndrome. So I was like, I know that I need to work my ass off to feel like I deserve to be here.
mm,
So I'm a big believer. Like I do truly believe that when you get thrown in the deep end of things, it's how you learn, and you really have to adapt, and you learn really quickly. So yes, that's
wow.
how I kind of got into the show, which is very weird and different, and yes, but it's been a crazy journey, and like I really love it now, and I really love acting. So I
Mm.
think it's been a big part of my life now.
She was obviously determined to have you on her roster, weren't she? Because, like, I mean, she had to go through a lot to get you on.
Mm.
Sounds
Yeah,
like, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
wow.
and she's actually moved. So she was at one agency when she got me. She's moved to another one, and then now she's moved to another one, and she's just brought me
Mm,
along with her to all the different agencies as well. So she's stuck by me, which is really nice. And I think that's something that I really respect about her, and I love about her and our relationship is that
yeah,
I didn't have to go chasing for an agent or chase her. She was the one that believed in me. So I love that. I love that we have that relationship where I know that my agent really believes in me. And now I have I switched to Australian agents now, and I have a really beautiful Australian,
yeah,
well, there's a group of beautiful people that represent me in Australia too, which I really feel the same about them as well.
mm,
And if to really have your back and believe in you. So
yeah.
it's
I mean, obviously, at the start, you had a really good music career. I mean, you still do now. Obviously, it's. I actually listened to some of your songs as well, and they're actually really good. Really enjoy it, and I enjoy
thank
the
you.
vibe of it. To be fair, um, but what motivated you to sort of transition into acting from music? Because I mean, you could have, stuck with music. You could have continued that. Yeah, what was the original motivation?
Well, as I was saying when I finished The Voice, I felt I just felt a bit flat. Like I enjoyed the experience, I loved it, everything like that. But I just wanted to try something different, and I knew that I always loved music, and I knew it was always my first love, and I still love it so much. But it is a really hard, fickle industry, and the thing that I find really difficult about the music industry is you're consistently spending money to make songs. You got to keep spending money and putting stuff out there, and there's no certainty of when like whether people hear it or not.
Mm,
And I got so lost in the idea of chasing like money and a career and all that sort of stuff when I was doing music that I kind of lost who I was, and I lost the love for music and who I wanted to be.
mm,
And acting just sort of seemed to come around in the same time as that, and so I followed that path. But even as I've been on Home and Away and I've released a lot of music, and I found after that that I realized like I'm still not sure if being a big pop artist or whatever is something that I actually want, because
mm,
like consistently touring, you got late nights on the road and all that sort of stuff. And um, I'm a very calm guy that likes his space. I like my, relaxation. I like to keep things
mm,
as simple as they can. And it's very intense, that lifestyle. and there's, it's consistent. Whereas with acting, you can do a job and you can switch off for a bit and then you can go to
Okay.
another one. And so I still sit at that point now. And so now my belief is that if I am going to do music, I will do it because I love it. And I want to do music that I love, not because I want to make money or a career out of it, but I just want to do it because I love it. And if I like the songs, then I'll put it out. It's not about like what other people like. It's just about what I like. So
Mm,
I think that is a really nice place to be in with the music as well. And yeah, I think just making that change really, I grew a lot from it and learned a lot from it
mm.
about myself as well.
Yeah, I mean, and it seems like a good opportunity to sort of act as well because you've managed to introduce your music into the show. I
Mm,
mean, you've done a lot of songs in the show. They've aired your music quite a lot, and you're a part of obviously Lyrik, the awesome band.
yeah,
And
that's it.
yeah, I mean, how has it been introducing your music in that aspect, like bringing your talent into the show for you?
Yeah, it's been really great, man. One of the first things I said to them when I started, I was like, obviously, you guys know I'm a singer, that's my background. I would
Mm,
love to bring singing into my character. And so I remember, yeah, I had a meeting with them. I talked about that and I just said that I would love to do it. And they would just said, yeah, we think it'd be a great idea too. And then I remember like, I was actually the last one to find out. Like, I just heard whispers in the corridors of like people talking about like, have you heard about the new band getting casted and all this sort of stuff? And I was like, what new band? Like, I heard all this thing. And at first I was gutted because I was like, as if they're casting a band and I'm not involved in it. I told them I want to be in music. What is this about?
mm,
And then I talked to them upstairs, Lou, and who's the head of the writing. And I was like, what's this I hear about a band? She's like, yeah, we were keeping it a secret, but yeah, we're gonna bring in a band and you're gonna become the lead singer of it. So they just kind of like hid it from me the whole
mm,
time. But instead of just like making my character a musician, they were like, we're going to try and do something different that we'd never done before, which is bring a full band on. And she was like, she wanted to make it like, I mean, she loves like Nashville and those sort of whatever that show is,
mm,
and so she wanted to make it more like that and bring the whole band in with the music. So yeah, it was really cool, like to see that come to life and to be a part of a band on the show and to also be able to display like the musical talent to other people. I think like I felt, as I said before, like such an imposter with the acting that I wanted to be able to show my musical ability as well and be
mm.
like, I might not have had all the training and stuff with acting of what do you do, but this is what I've done in the
Yeah,
past, and it was like a nice little like sort of thing for me to show like I have studied, I've done a
yeah,
lot of stuff. It just might not be in this field, and that's how I
mm,
originally felt about it. But I don't feel like that anymore. Like I feel like I do work really hard, and I
mm,
feel like I belong to be there now, which is nice. Um, but yeah, it was a good experience bringing it on, and like it's been really great working with those guys in the band, and we did something that they'd never done before, which is
mm.
have a band on for a long time. Like the
Yeah,
band has
I have
been on.
noticed it was quite a new thing to the show, to be fair.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah. No, I don't think music's ever lasted that long before, like
Mm,
from certain characters. Yeah,
yeah, and they're bringing it back now with the money that Remy's just got as well, so it should be a good storyline
yeah,
for them. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Did you
Yeah,
expect
well,
to get the opportunities to sort of show your other abilities and career lines within the show? Did you expect that was going to happen for you landing the role? Just out of
no.
curiosity. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I I don't think I expected anything getting the
Mm,
role. I think that was probably a big part of why I got it was that my expectations were so low and I was just so open to anything.
mm,
And yeah, don't think I ever really thought about that, to be honest. And
mm,
like it was yeah, it was just I think everything that happened was a surprise to me and like it was a new thing and a learning experience and yeah, I just think I've enjoyed
yeah.
every moment of it. It's been a really, really good experience.
Yeah. So would you say the way you're singing is pretty much accurate to how you would perform like your music, or is it a bit different to how you sort of
It's
are in within your, creating your songs and yeah,
it's slightly different. I
yeah,
think the musical direction is obviously very different to my own stuff and
yeah.
I think as well, yeah, it's slightly different because I'm playing a character,
Hmm.
I have me, Matt, as an artist, and I didn't want to blur those lines. So I knew that if they wanted me to be a front man in the band or whatever, like sure, I'll give them some front man moves or
Hmm.
whatever. But I was also always taking into account like Theo as a character and how he would be as the lead singer of a band,
Okay, yeah.
not being as experienced as Matt, you know,
Okay,
like
yeah.
he wouldn't step on the stage and do the things that I would do after doing
Yeah.
music with band and stuff for a long time.
Two
So I always
separate
tried to
characters. Okay.
that's right,
Yeah.
yeah. So I always tried to make Theo like so because there was lots of storylines where Theo was really anxious to perform and like
Mm,
with the band, which is not how I feel at all. So
mm.
that kind of was easy to make to split the two, like and make Theo his own thing and me my own thing as well.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, going back to the auditioning as well that you mentioned, did you audition for any other character roles, or is it the one that you were offered? What was the auditioning process, if that makes sense?
No, this was the
Like, was
only
it
one
for
I
just being Theo, or yeah,
Yeah, Theo is the only one I auditioned for, the first one, and that was it. Yeah,
yeah, would
but whereas most people, that's not the case. I think a lot of people, some people, it's been like
yeah,
4 or 5 characters.
mm.
So I think I just got lucky where I
You
auditioned for
obviously
one, and
smashed it. Yeah,
it just
yeah,
seemed to be closer to me. I think the character is quite cheeky, which I definitely am,
mm,
and I think you just had to have that chemistry with Chloe, with Sam Barrett who played Chloe, and I think she just seemed to gravitate towards me. I think because we're both from Perth, we just got along,
mm,
and so I think like the chemistry just kind of happened between us, and that helped the audition process as well.
yeah.
So I just got kind of lucky with that.
Would you have liked to been another character, or are you happy with the character you've been given?
Hmm. You know what? I would like to be Dean was a cool character
Hmm.
because and that's why he's so popular and everyone loved him. And because Dean is such a cool character that he got to play, like he got really cool storylines and
Hmm.
I just think that yeah, like they wrote him really well. And so he just had a great character to play with. And I think that is it's a big part as to why Dean was so popular as well. So I think yeah, that was a cool character that I would have
Hmm.
liked to try play as well.
I mean, at least you got given a cool car on set. That's pretty
Yeah,
awesome. Is that
I
yours,
know.
or is it an on-set car? Like, is it an on-set prop? Like, did you even drive it?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, it's an onset car. So I drive it a lot. I've driven it a lot in my scenes. There's actually a few scenes with Chloe early on in the days where
Okay.
they would strap a whole camera to the front of the hood and I'm just driving around and we're doing the whole scene driving.
Yeah.
And yeah, most of the scenes I drive, the only like I've done a couple where I skid out as well, but most of them, yeah, most of them I drive unless it is full on like
Mm.
skidding and stuff. So I think with that car I don't think I've had a stunty once or twice maybe.
Mm. Maybe
But
you get to keep it one day.
there's some there's some new car stuff coming up this year.
I have seen a few
That's all
bits of
I'll
it
say.
actually. Yeah, yeah.
That's all I'll say. And yeah, and I don't do all of the driving with that. I do some of it, but not all of it.
Mm. Okay. What's
Mm.
your favourite thing about portraying Theo, like being his character? Um, it's quite hard to say his
Uh,
name for some reason.
Theo?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
you
It's like
say
yeah.
Theo,
I'll
don't
say
you?
it with an F. No, that's just
Yeah,
me personally. But
yeah,
no.
Theo. Um, I think I love that he has humor. I love that he's like, he likes to keep it light and he's fun and
Laid back.
uh, yeah, he can be cheeky, which is great. I love that, and I really try to lean into that and make that more of a reality. Um, and I love Theo's friendship with Justin, and I
Mm,
really enjoy working with Jimmy as well. And so I think, yeah, that's a really cool friendship, and like because I find me as a person, I gravitate to a lot of people that are in their 30s and 40s, and a lot of my mates are like in their 30s, late 30s, and I gravitate to older people, and I get along with, like when I'm on set, I get along with the cameramen that are all in their late 30s or 40s or whatever. Like
okay.
I really get along with that generation, and so I understand that relationship,
Mm,
and so I feel like that's what Theo and Theo and Justin are. They are that relationship, and there's a big gap, but I understand how
mm.
the
Yeah, I love the
sentiment
bond
of
you two have. It's pretty awesome to see on TV. To be
yeah,
fair,
it's
it's like
good.
it's quite a sort of like warm thing to watch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It just brings the atmosphere a bit lighter.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
how I
Because
see it.
we truly do enjoy. We do like each other. We truly do enjoy each other's company, and I think that shows through on the
Mm.
screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I mean, changing subject and moving on a bit, how does filming in Summer Bay compare to what viewers would see on screen?
Mm. Oh, it's not always summer.
Yeah,
It's not summer.
we have noticed that
But when
there's not a lot of sun.
yeah,
Yeah.
but when it is summer and you're out there filming on the beach all day, it's hot and it's exhausting.
Mm,
I love the beach. I'm a beach person. I love being tanned, but when you're out filming on the beach and you don't have the choice to get off the beach, it can be hard after you're doing a long period of time. The
mm,
other thing is they're long hours, crew and like makeup artists and stuff, they're there so long every day and
mm,
it really is it is a slug. So I think people will see the end product and what comes out of it, but behind of it is a lot of hard work
so much
and
more. Mm,
yeah, it's a well-oiled machine and like the cogs just keep turning and they know how to keep this show going, but it doesn't come through, just a
mm.
lack of effort.
There's a lot that comes with it. I mean, I always wonder, the main part I always wonder is like how you always memorize so many lines so quickly. It's like how are they even sort of getting all this in and remembering them? Is it in front of them? Are they watching the script on the camera? Like it's all. I'm always
Everyone's
curious. Mm,
There's no scripts on the camera.
yeah.
Everyone's different. Generally, people aren't going to leave them on front. You will leave them on front of you for the rehearsals or whatever you need,
Okay.
but everyone is different. Some people really do need to sit down and learn their lines and that sort of stuff. Where I'm not like that. I will
Mm,
learn them in the morning before or on set sometimes, or if I really need to put the work in, I'll do it the night before.
mm,
But um, it becomes like it's like a muscle, It's like going to the gym and doing bicep curls and you keep doing them, your bicep will be bigger. It's
mm.
like the same thing with this. If you just
I've
keep
heard
doing it,
that actually. Yeah.
yeah, your memory will get better and yeah, you'll just pick it up. But like yeah, everyone's different and it depends if you know the scene or not. I've got a little iPad that I just bring to work which has all my scenes on it and
Oh, that's cool.
we do rehearsals and I read for the rehearsals.
Mm,
First couple of takes, maybe I'm still reading and then I'll just put it down and I get the
mm.
gist of it and go from there.
How
But
much time can you put
um
into rehearsal? Do you get enough time, do you think, to rehearse on the lines, or do you think there should be more time to do it?
we have a rehearsal in the room
Yeah.
prior, like the week before, which lasts for about an hour.
Mm,
It's basically just a read through. And then on set, the rehearsals, like camera rehearsals, we'll have like usually one or two. It just depends on what's going, like how many things need to be fixed. Like they'll do a rehearsal, and once all the
mm,
lighting's good, the actors know what they're doing, everyone knows what they're going, then we'll go for it. But that just depends. Like a rehearsal can be 1 to 3
mm,
times maybe. And then yeah, and then at each time they change the camera sizes, they'll have to do a different rehearsal for each of those too.
okay.
So although it's only
Quite a
like,
lot.
yeah, although it's only a couple of takes, if you're doing 3 or 4 sizes, you're doing the scene a fair bit. So
Mm,
you are still doing it a bit. It's just that we shoot really quickly. It's like we
mm,
just keep going. It's just like boom, 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 boom. Whereas movie and film sets are just very different to that.
yeah, yeah. I always wonder if you've got like the script on a table or something hiding in the room when they're filming, and it's like, I always
Yeah, well,
wondered how they're doing it.
there's been stories of that. Like people have definitely done that before, and I've done it before. I remember I actually I left my lines on set behind a toaster, and
Mm,
they were bright pink because they were pink amended sides, and I left
okay.
them in there behind the toaster, and I forgot about them, and then I just didn't tell anyone, and then so then it went set up to the
You
edit
managed to
room,
use
then
them.
it went to air. No one said anything about it, but there was
Oh, wow.
pink because it would have just been very small in the background.
Mm.
But yeah, people do leave their scripts on
Have you
set all
have
the
you
time.
ever forgotten lines mid-scene when filming, or
Oh
or during
yeah,
rehearsal? Yeah. Oh, wow.
all the time. Everyone does it all the time.
Yeah.
And that's so normal of the job, especially our job where the schedule has like 14 scenes to be
Mm,
shot in a day, which is just not like anything else.
mm,
Um, So it's very, very normal, and we have so much to learn that people just like we get it. Like
mm,
that's going to happen. And yeah, it just depends how busy you are. Like if you've got lots of scenes
mm.
going on all the time, that's bound to happen. But like that's what part of, that's what the rehearsals are
Yeah.
for. And I think and people get it, as long as you're not consistently doing it all the time, it's okay. But yeah, if everyone
Mm,
slips up, and that's just a part of it.
yeah.
We're not
The
perfect.
producers must have quite a lot of patience to wait
Yeah.
and yeah get through it. Would you ever do like a live scene? Do you think you could manage a live scene? Because I know EastEnders have done a lot of it
Hmm.
on their end. If you know about EastEnders in the UK,
Yeah, I do.
sure you do. Yeah.
I I absolutely think I could. Yeah. I think it just the live show would just come down to being more rehearsed.
Yeah.
If you've rehearsed it and you know what your lines are and stuff like that, easy. I think
Mm,
that anyone like we would all be able to do it. It's just like, yeah, our rehearsals are like obviously just a read through,
mm,
and then it's literally just on set doing your rehearsals. So it's not we don't have a lot of rehearsal time. So if we had a live show, you'd have heaps of rehearsal time. So I think it'd be pretty easy. You'd know
mm.
your lines.
Yeah, yeah, no, of course. Do you still get nervous filming, or are you quite comfortable there now? Just out of curiosity.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no, the nerves left a while ago now. I
Mm,
think, yeah, because I know that like if I stuff it up, I can go again. You can get agitated and things like that when you're
mm,
filming. Sure, if things aren't coming out the way you want them to, or if certain people are just annoying you, which is normal in any job.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I don't think that I get nervous anymore because I just know that if you stuff it up, you can go again. And I think this one thing this job has taught me and something I have learned is to just believe in yourself, you know.
mm,
You have to believe in yourself and um, you have to do the work as well. But if you believe in yourself, things become a lot easier, you know.
mm. Yeah, no, of course. I mean, how do emotional scenes, affect you off screen? Do you ever get tied to your emotions while filming? Like, can it ever affect you when you go home, or do you just see it as work still? Um,
No, a lot of people do experience that, but I
yeah.
mean, I've experienced when I was like yelling on set all day and just like
Mm,
those you're exerting a lot of energy. When I come off set, I'm just exhausted and just like
yeah.
my throat, I'm exhausted. But
It's more your own energy you're thinking about than what you filmed.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But in terms of like when you're crying or things like that, like I am able to just switch it off straight away and distinguish the two, which I
Mm,
think, to be honest, in my opinion, is the healthy way to act. I think if you're going home and you're holding on to things, it's not healthy for you, and
mm,
you have to be able to learn that balance between the two of them. And you've seen so many times with method actors and stuff who go home and they stay in the character, and they're just it's not it can't be healthy, and it doesn't positively affect them as well. And um, but there is a lot of that around, like and a lot of people do amazing work when they stay into character and stuff like that. But, for me personally, it's just I
mm.
love the art and I love acting, but I also love living a healthy, happy life. And I
Yeah.
think that you have to be able to shut
Balance it. Yeah, and
distinguish the
show
two.
them.
Yeah, exactly. Like Joaquin Phoenix, when he played the Joker, he was like committed to that role for like a year and a
Oh yeah, I
half, where I
remember
just
that. Yeah.
yeah, whereas my looking at that, I'm like, of course, the performance was amazing, but like that was a year of your and a half of your life that you kind of sucked the joy from your life just to get
Mm,
this one project right. And I admire the passion and everything towards a project, but I think I'm just not wired like that, and I want to enjoy and live my life and be me, Matt, not be the characters that I play, you know.
mm.
So I think that's an important thing for me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, talking of characters and, responsibilities being an actor, I mean, should actors ever, sort of be responsible for how fans understand their characters on TV, or do you think they should just understand the character that is only TV and not the actors, if that makes
Um,
sense?
yeah. It's a hard one. I know a lot of people when they first start on a show like they get really upset when people are just like, when people don't like their characters and they say nasty things. And, I think you really do have to separate yourself from the character because we are the character that people write for us. It's not
Mm,
us. We just have to play it. And um yeah, like I always say to people that start, don't read the comments because there's no point in doing that. But it is different if someone is personally nasty towards you that has nothing to do with the character. I don't think that's fair and that's not nice.
mm.
In but the same thing, like I don't read anything on the internet. I never read any comments on Instagram, Facebook, none of that. I don't
Okay.
care about what people have to say because I don't have the capacity to control or care
Mm,
about that. Like all I can control or care about is my friends and my family, my people within my life, and I can, and I can strengthen those relationships and be happy with those people. I can't be happy with Bob over in wherever because he's not happy about my character, and I'm not going to change the way that he thinks. So why bother
mm,
wasting your energy on it and being upset about it? So. I literally, people can say whatever they want about me online, and I don't care. Like
mm.
it doesn't bother me whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's the reason that's the reason beyond it because I don't have the capacity to care. Like it's I know a lot of people do struggle with that, but once you can really disassociate yourself from that and just say that's their problem, not mine,
mm,
um, then that's okay because yeah, we are actors and we read what is given to us and we just have to play that. So,
yeah, yeah,
most of the time when people hate your character, it's because you're doing a good job because your
yeah.
character's meant to be hated, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, that's the way to look at it, isn't it? I mean, that's almost similar to what Emily said as well. So I like how you said it in a bit of a different sort of aspect of it. So
Yeah.
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 Has social media made it harder or easier for actors to succeed, would you say? While we're on the subject, similar subject.
Um, Both.
Okay.
Because um easier in some sense because if you are the person that is inclined to want to give yourself to the social media and you enjoy building a following and being all about that, you can then have the statistics and numbers to be able to persuade jobs towards you. And you could, people, it's like it does happen where people will get chosen for certain roles because they have a bigger following than the other person and they can bring
Yeah.
more viewers to the show. That's definitely there. But I
Okay, so it
also think,
works like that as well sometimes. I mean, that's how they get why they get the bigger actors. They're
yeah,
quite selective.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. It's almost like if they would have the bigger actors in back in the old day, they have the bigger actors because of the bigger names because they'll pull more people to
Yeah,
the,
yeah. It was
movies.
sort of more real, not more real, but it was back then it was a bit, yeah.
Yeah, but now they've just got like the people that have the numbers online can pull the same people. So that's a different thing. But I think it's also made it harder because now you are so susceptible to seeing what people think of you in your face. And there's a lot more competition. There's a lot more people that are just getting into acting to be famous, but they don't want to be actors, but they're just like, influencers and stuff. And
Hmm.
um, so yeah, I think there's definitely a bit of both. And like if I'm gonna be like totally honest, I don't like Instagram. Like I hate it. I genuinely like I find it's a massive tool. It can be really great for you, but if how I feel like if I find it fatiguing and I find it like it's not always great for your, you know, just your self-confidence and also just you just scroll, you waste a lot of time. And so
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
haven't posted on there since I think August or October last year. Like I've had a big break from it and it's been really great and I feel really happy, happy
Yeah, it's
about it.
very
And
time consuming, isn't it? Social media.
yeah, it's very time consuming and like if you're not that some people like it and they're built for it, but for me I just don't I just find it tedious posting on there and I don't really care and so yeah, it's each of the individual. I think it's a great platform for now like say, you book a big role or a big thing and they send you something they're like you got to post this. Sure, I'll do that
Mm,
and go and post it, but I'm not the person that wants to post something on there every day to be in the right algorithms to grow, all that sort of
mm,
stuff. Like
mm,
it's a game and you end up feeling like a bit of a slave to
mm.
the system.
Yeah. I feel like there's not even an algorithm anymore on Instagram. It's pretty much dead now, isn't it? Anyway, social
Who knows
media, I
what
feel
it
like,
is?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically dead
yeah.
now. Yeah.
Which I actually really hope that it goes that way. I hope that
Mm.
it kind of just fizzles out.
You think, yeah, you don't want social media to be around, and is that how you feel?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I truly don't because I truly think that it makes a lot of people unhappy.
Mm,
They're always competing and seeing what other people have and they're missing out on what's in front of them or what's life and being present in their own life. And I think people then fall into the trap of chasing money and chasing all of the things that people have when if you truly want to be successful,
all the
you
crypto
already
wannabes.
are
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but you already are successful, right? And so
Mm,
all of the things that you get, the money and the that's not you. That's not that's not what you want. That's what your ego wants, right?
mm,
And so
mm.
it's a very like dangerous kind of thing to play. And I think that like when you have that in front of you all the time, people all fall into that trap and then they just start living their life off their ego. And I don't think that it's yeah, I just don't think it's great. Like I think it's been an amazing tool, but there's obviously a lot of downsides to it too. And
Yeah.
um yeah, I just I like the having a choice to be
Mm,
on it or not. And I think
yeah.
at the moment, like it's been nice being off it.
Yeah. What was the most unexpected thing about acting on a TV soap, would you say? I mean, I know you said quite a lot already, and there's a lot
I
of,
do say quite a lot, don't I?
yeah.
Um,
No, in a good way.
what was the most unexpected thing to happen as an actor on set? So we said,
On a TV soap in general, I mean,
okay, on a TV
yeah.
show. Um, oh, unexpected. It's a hard one. I mean, look, to be honest, like unexpected, it would just have to come down to the work ethic,
Mm,
you know, the workload. I don't just don't think that I expected or knew how hard this job was going to be, and I don't think anyone knows how hard it is, and when most people start this show, they struggle with, you know, navigating their relationships with their friends and families and things like that because it takes up so much of their time, and then you realize you can't do all the things that you used to do outside of work anymore because we just don't have that much time, you know? Like how many jobs do you leave and then get home 12 hours later? Like
yeah.
it's not it's just not that, you know, it's not that kind of job. So I think that was the one thing that's very unexpected about it, and it's yeah, it's difficult.
Mm. With like the work that you put into it, do you think Australian TV gets enough global recognition, would you say? Or, um,
Hmm.
I mean, I know
Um,
you don't count the viewers, you're not the person airing it, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think we do in terms of like we obviously there's a lot of countries that Home and Away airs to, you know, so it's all over the place. So in terms of like how Australian TV goes, we do pretty well out, you know, outside in a lot of different countries. And then we do have our
mm,
fan bases here in Australia too. But then as a soap, and you know, you also have a lot of the people that are just that will turn their nose up at it as well. But that's one thing that is agitating or irritating as someone that works on there when people turn their nose up at it because you go, well, hang on, you haven't done it and you don't actually realize how hard the job is, you know?
mm,
Um, but yeah, I think like I definitely think that it's not as recognized in like Australia, like there's not as much respect around it as there used to be, I think. Just because it's been around for so long and but like I think in the way how you know it airs in so many different countries, like 120 or something like
is it?
that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of countries. So I think that's a, you know, that's a really good thing. And we get such great recognition in UK, which is really cool
Mm.
for us. We love that. Ireland love it as well.
Yeah,
So
we love
it's
you
yeah,
down there. We love you guys.
yeah,
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 it's awesome.
yeah,
Well, it's we're that dream escape for you guys, right? Like we you guys see it and you see the glitz of the
yeah,
beach, like
yeah.
this, and
Get
it's like all
jealous.
that stuff where you're like, oh, I wish I had that. Look at that crystal clear beach, and those waves are so
Yeah,
hot. It's like
yeah. We have stony
sparkling.
beaches here in the UK. It's
Yeah.
just awful.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what it is for you guys, I guess,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why it's so successful over there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I've got a few complete change of questions, funny ones and weird ones. What's one behind the scenes secret about Home and Away?
Behind the scenes secret. Um,
Just want to make it entertaining for the listeners and.
Depending on the day, there can be more drama behind the scenes than there is on set.
Wow. Okay. What, like, is between the cast or?
Oh, just everyone in the building. Depends. We're just so tired and overworked sometimes that we always joke about that. We go like, if people could see us on behind the scenes on the set, they'd be like, geez, there's more drama outside this than there is on the show.
Wow. Wow. So it's not all glamorous, is it?
No, it's not.
Mm, wow. I feel like
We're
you want to drop
tired.
more.
No, no, we're tired,
Yeah.
overworked people.
Mm,
No, it's great, but like no, that's just that was all that it's we all have our days like any job, you know.
mm. Have you ever walked into the wrong scene by accident at all? Just,
Yeah, I have
you know.
actually. I have,
Okay.
yeah. Um, I've never rocked up on the wrong day, but yeah. No, I actually have done that.
Mm,
And they
okay.
change scenes all the time. So sometimes you're like, oh, wait, hang on, I thought we were doing this scene now, but you're not. So,
Mm, mm. Okay. Um,
mm.
so without consequences, if you could kill off one character, who would it be?
Um, oh,
I feel like I had to ask. I just saw it and I was like, that's a good one.
um,
Marilyn. No.
Marley.
Okay. That's an
Marley,
interesting
because I
one.
want to own the board shop.
Okay. Why is that though?
Theo's a surfer.
Okay. But I feel like
That'd
there's
be
more to it.
no, that's
Okay.
it. I think I'd be better at running the board shop than Marley. Let's
Okay.
say that.
Okay. You'll be a better boss. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he does seem to run into quite a lot of problems with it, to be fair.
that's right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the storyline, isn't it? So, what's the most unrealistic thing about Home and Away that cracks you up, would you say? Like, makes you laugh?
The most unrealistic thing.
Yeah.
The most unrealistic thing about Home and Away that cracks me up is when it's winter and it's like stupid degrees. We're all wearing trench coats, like full length trench coats. It's raining, standing there with umbrellas, waiting, checking our rain app, seeing when the rain moves to find the nice little spot where there's no rain to take our rain jackets off and shoot with our surfboards to pretend like it's summer.
Wow, that's very quick. It's pretty dramatic, it sounds like.
Very,
Mm, that's
very
funny.
wild. It's wild.
Yeah, that's funny. Would you ever leave acting for a full music career, full-time music career?
Um, Not sure. I used to always say yes, but now
Mm,
I don't know because I love acting so much as well.
mm. Okay. Should
So,
long-running shows like Home and Away eventually ever end, would you say? Or
oh, that's hard. I mean, look, it's a great show. I think it's a great platform. There's so many people that love it, and I think it should keep going until people don't love it, you know?
mm, mm.
And
Yeah.
it brings so much in for Australian TV as well.
Mm. Yeah, no, I just asked that because Neighbours came to an end, but it wasn't a should thing. It just had to
Yeah.
happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that, yeah, it was a money budget and all that sort of stuff, and they struggled. And, you know, Neighbours, it still had a massive fan base and everything like that. But we're just two totally different shows, I think. And as I said
Hmm.
before, Summer Bay has the beach and all this stuff. So people in the UK see that, and I don't know, it's appealing for a lot of people in
Yeah,
different
it's
countries.
refreshing. Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. So, are you still with the LA agency now? Is that
Yes, I
who's
am with
signed
Carly.
it?
Yeah.
Well, do you plan
Yeah,
on acting in LA eventually? Do you want to go out
I
there and
do.
do something there?
I do. Yeah, I do. That's my plan. So,
Mm.
um, you can clip this if you want, but I won't be on Home and Away forever.
Okay, okay. Is there you got? Why is that? Are you planning to leave or?
No, that's not me talking about planning to leave, but that's me just saying like, yeah, I definitely have plans for America and stuff like
Well,
that as well. And I think I'm at the age where I think it's a good time to do that.
mm, mm. What
Yeah.
movies would you like to see yourself in? Like just out of curiosity, or is it other TV shows?
I am I am a massive rom-com fan. So
Mm,
I love comedies. I love rom-coms. I am like I would love to be in something. Ryan Gosling is like my favorite actor. Like I love Ryan Gosling and I love him in like a rom-com. And so
mm,
I really look up to him and I'd love to do that sort of thing. I don't really I haven't seen myself as much of an action hero. Like that's not my thing, but I'm 6'3", so I'm quite tall. So if I like put on a lot of muscle, then maybe that'd be different. But I feel like I just look too much like a baby to be
mm.
a big superhero at the moment. But yeah, I love like rom-coms and relationship stuffs and yeah, being able to be funny and bring comedy into that. And that's something that's really exciting to me and something that I find like I loved Heath Ledger as well, like 10 Things I Hate About You, like seeing him as that character. I'm like, that's
Okay.
really cool. Yeah, so I think that's, that charismatic, charming kind of thing, but then also being able to be funny. Like I really want to try and work on that craft and get that as good as I can.
Mm, okay. Wow.
Mm.
Got a lot of plans then. Can't speak.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Well, at least you'll be safe out there. Diddy's been arrested, so you won't be at any of his parties or anything. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll be fine now.
Mm,
Yeah.
awesome. Matt, thank you for joining me. It's
Hey,
been amazing to have you on.
thank you so much for having me on. I appreciated being here, and it was nice to chat to you and nice to meet you, mate.
Awesome.